Yeah, Specs has the kind of like the naughties beard.
Yeah.
Whereas
Shut the fuck up about the naughties already.
All right. This is how we're going to start this, right? Okay, Catsman, I'm going to give you topics, and you're going to tell me if they're Noughtiescore. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Okay. So my beard,
Noughtiescore.
Tony Hawk,
Noughtiescore.
Fred Couples,
90s.
Disney Channel.
90s core.
Nickelodeon,
Noughtiescore. No, 90s core.
Cartoon Network,
90s core.
Nicolas Cage.
He was not really popular,
Ooh.
good at any time. Actually, no, that's a lie. He's pretty good right now. If anything, I'd say he's more 80s.
He was good in adaptation.
Aircon.
Aircon.
Conditioning.
Anime.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, core.
Okay, cool.
4chan.
Noughties, definitely.
Yeah.
Reddit.
No, that's too new.
That's more like teens, but it was good in the noughties at the end of it.
Ooh. Friends.
90s core.
Monopoly.
That's
40s core.
1800s.
Okay.
actually 30s.
I just want to point out, Kat's just admitted that something in the noughties was good after 2003, 2004.
I said video games were bad.
Ooh.
Long ponytails.
They've never been fashionable.
True.
Solid Snake.
Yeah, he's naughty as fuck.
Liquid
I
Snake.
don't know, he's more like 80s to be honest. He's more like the 80s.
I mean, he has Kurt Russell in Escape from New York.
Exactly.
And Michael Biehn in
Escape,
Terminator.
okay. Real talk
Yeah.
here. Escape from New York, not a good movie.
It's not good, but I like it.
I enjoyed,
Yeah,
I
that's
enjoyed
fair.
it.
Mm.
It has very coloured lighting, and I like that.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it.
Steve.
So we're doing a podcast, and
Are we?
Yes.
I thought we were just naming things.
You want to name something?
Window.
Hello and welcome. That's right.
Rock me, baby. Baby. Rock me, baby. Baby.
That's right.
Baby. 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 Baby.
Are we all ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Who's hosting?
I'll host if no one else will. Hey y'all! Ladies Brunch Club. We got the loud one. We got the smiley one who cracks a joke over and over. We got the other loud one, but this time with the fez.
Hello.
We got the bearded one.
Hello.
We have the one who lies.
Hello.
We have me, who is another of the loud ones. We have the one who makes terrible jokes.
Hey!
That's me, though.
Yeah, that's everyone.
That's true.
What distinguishes him? We have the one who makes terrible jokes and then pulls his face.
We have the generic
I'm
one.
making it
He's
right
making it right now.
I'm making it.
I like that 3 of us have beards, but Qazi is the only one with a good enough beard to be called a bearded.
But he has the largest beard.
Yeah.
That's
He will
why.
consume all of your
Mine and
beards.
Specs are both pretty shitty, I gotta say.
Hey!
By the time you leave
I
here,
don't
you will
know.
have lost
Mine's
your
not
beards.
trying to be a beard. Mine
Oh.
is just trying to stop me from looking 12 years old.
We've got some Oran High School Host Club cards.
That is naughties as fuck.
And we're going to play a game which is a hidden identity game, actually, but based around video game trivia, because I'm like that.
Is
Nice.
this your new game?
This
you
is
want
my
to
new
try?
game
Okay.
format, yes.
Can we not have the big cards for this?
No.
Boo!
They'll wibble wobble too much down the
we have
microphone.
A4 size
True.
cards.
That'd be funny, though.
So I'm just going to... Oh, these cards are just lovely. Look at all the anime boys.
That's a girl.
How dare you?
Isn't the plot of this anime that one of the girls poses as a boy and then all the other girls
No, they
want to
mistake
date
her as a boy and all the girls are attracted to her. She works at the host club because she broke a very valuable vase and she needs to repay off her debt.
And they're like 15.
Well, they're at school happy.
Yeah, but like...
It'd be creepy if they were older.
That's good white rice.
Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Well, he sure told you, Happy.
He did.
So are they all girls?
No.
No.
This is the
No,
guy who's like
they're all
karate,
boys
right?
except for the one in the
That's
middle.
the little boy
who's like-
that's
girl.
the girl.
That's the little boy.
But he's older than all of them.
No.
That's all I want.
Yeah, he is. He's
Yeah,
older than
he's
all of them.
Yeah, he's older than all of them. But he looks
That's all I want,
but he
the
looks
little
8
boy.
and like
That's
16-year-old girls
all I
fond of him.
wanted. That little boy to quote EA E3 press
Yeah.
conference.
That was maybe the most recent news we've ever talked about. Like that happened
That's
like an hour
like-
ago.
What was his name? Greg
I
what?
need to apologise
Oh,
to
no,
whoever's
I know.
editing
Greg
this
Miller.
because I am laughing quite
Greg
loudly,
Miller.
as we can see.
Good.
It was a good idea to have Shiny so close to the microphone.
Look, a guy called Greg wanted a little boy, and he got one on E3, and that just it warms my heart, doesn't it?
Yes, that's what I wanted, the little boy.
Christmas
So-
came early.
Really warms your cockles.
so-
doesn't it?
Something came early.
Basically, the way this game is going to work is I'm going to ask you all some video
We're
game
gonna say
trivia,
you mother-
Okay.
No, I
and
wasn't.
you're all going to be on the same team.
Oh.
Okay.
Um,
Who are we playing against?
Well,
The
that's what I'll
universe.
explain. So one of you is going to get the ace, which is this boy or girl,
They're
and
both boys.
these boys, and whoever gets the ace will be the little fuckle. And whoever is the little fuckle has to deliberately get questions wrong.
Okay.
Do we have to make it sound convincing?
You don't want to be ratted out as the little fuckle, because at the end of the game, basically, what's going to happen is your points are going to be totted up, and if you get above a certain value, you'll win, but if you get below a certain value, you'll lose. But if you win, you have to also work out who the little fuckle
I
is.
hope I get to be the little fuckle so I can use it as an excuse to get everything wrong.
No, because he'll ask a Pokemon question and then we'll be fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I've
the
got...
little fuck and the little
I've
fuckle
got-
only answering.
No, the little fuckle can answer correct, but if we get above a certain number of points, we win, and the little fuckle will lose. So
Okay.
only if you're very
It's
threatened.
everyone against the little fuckle, but the little fuckle is almost on our team, kind of.
Yeah.
Do we have to figure out who the little fuckle is?
It's like Saboteur,
Yeah.
basically.
Okay.
What if the little fuckle gets all of the points and then just says, I am the little fuckle? Because they've won.
If you're all on a team, and the little
Right,
fuckle, if
okay.
they answer a question, would get a question right for your team.
Right, okay.
We want to get less than a... if we're the fuckle.
I understand.
Does it have to be a right answer, or can it just be any answer?
What?
What do you mean?
Well, if you ask me the question, do you want the right answer?
If you're the
Yeah.
little fuckle, then no.
but
But if you are trying to get points
are
for the
trying
team,
to
then
win.
yes.
if you're trying to win,
If I'm the little
you
fucker
should...
and I know the answer, I should not. I should give a bad
well,
answer.
you could
But
give
if I'm
the
a
actual-
little fucker and I don't know the answer,
You have
right?
to try and bluff sometimes. I mean,
Yeah.
if something's really easy.
If you're the little fuckle, you don't want to get enough points to pass the points threshold. I think
How many points is the point threshold?
the point threshold is basically 50% of the questions.
So 50 points. Okay, 50
W-
questions.
And you know, they're questions that I wrote, so they're going to be stupid
That
and
doesn't.
difficult.
There's not necessarily 100
Okay.
questions, Mitch.
I didn't say it. I said it was
You
50.
said of 50 points, 50 questions.
Yeah, 50 points, 50 questions. Not 100. That'd be insane.
Anyway, I'm doling out the cards now. Remember,
What did you
whoever
expect?
gets the ace is the fuckle. So
What
if
did you
you,
expect, Shiny?
if you have the
Don't
ace, make
expect-
sure not to show anyone what your card
Do
is.
the other numbers have any
No,
significance?
Is that my one?
They don't.
Yeah,
have
that's
any. Yeah,
yours.
that's yours.
Obviously, you can't show your card because then. Oh,
Only
yes,
if you're-
everybody
no,
shows
no,
the
So
no.
card.
only the ace matters.
Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Only the fuckle matters.
Recollect
Only
all
the
the cards.
chuckle
So don't
fuckle.
Only the
accidentally
fuckle
reveal-
may
The
chuckle.
chuckle fuckle.
Chuckle.
We collect the cards.
Mitch
So we
already looks like a
So
fuckle.
don't accidentally reveal who
Look
the
at
ace
him,
is.
look at
I'm
his
keeping track of
fuckly
the scores.
face.
Fuckly face.
face.
Look at
Look at
his
his-
fucking
Just
the eyes.
His little fuckly.
Fuckle
Yeah,
you.
I'll-
Make sure it doesn't pause the recording
Yeah,
if you
I'll-
press the space bar.
Pop that on the stack.
No,
Are
it's
we
fine.
putting these
Don't
together?
accidentally reveal who
Does
you
the
are.
person who's the little fuckle remember who they are?
Imagine if we'd
Are
tried
they
to
supposed to?
You hope
What's
so.
the fuckle supposed to do? Say yes.
Imagine
Were we
if we'd
supposed
tried
to?
to do this with the big cards.
Oh, please. That would have been so much fun.
Discreet fuckle.
So, okay, yeah. Each question will be 10 points. The little
So
fuckle...
there's 50 questions worth 10 points
Why are
each.
they worth 10 points? We're not 1 point.
10 point. Each question is worth 10 points.
Let me explain the rest of the rules.
Each question, 10 points.
So if the
Right, I'm writing this down because I can't actually.
Can we
write it.
increase the size of the text?
No.
You're right next to it.
The
I know, I'm
fuckle
joking.
If I get 10 points, can we call them
Fuckle
10
bonus
points?
50.
Is 50 points.
So
So,
this
the
is-
fuckle. So basically, it's not auto
Has the
win or
recording
lose.
stopped?
So if the fuckle isn't caught, then you lose 50 points. If the fuckle is caught, you gain 50 points.
Okay.
And the threshold should be probably 100 points, isn't it?
If you get a question
one
wrong,
day
you
video.
lose points. Is it just a no? Not.
You do lose points.
Okay,
But
cool.
there's
We should probably
There's
keep
6 of us
elbows off
though,
the
so
table. as
Probably,
well.
yeah.
don't get 2
Elbows
questions
off.
each.
And also, questions are not assigned. You shout out the
Oh.
answer.
So we can beat the fuckle just by knowing the answer before they do.
Well, you have to shout out the answer.
But they
There's
can
no,
shout the wrong
there's no
answer.
conferring.
But, okay.
You're not allowed to sit down and go, who knows this the best? You
Are
have
we-
to just shout.
Okay.
Are we making buzzer noises then?
Just shout.
Just shout. Okay.
I can dub in buzzers. I can dub in buzzers.
Can you put in the band hooting sound as the buzzer?
Coveting my. Can we all do hoots?
Should we just go around? Should we just go around in a circle so you can?
Yeah, let's
get
just
it
do it
all?
in a circle.
You go. Ew.
You don't need one
You're
though.
not
You're the
playing.
quizmaster.
Oh, we do have different. I thought we were just trying to get the best hooting sound.
Shall we go
okay.
again? Hoot again.
No, let's not spend any longer hooting than we already have.
Yeah, please.
Okay, question number 1. So get ready to shout out if you think you know it, or hesitate if you think you don't. In what game does Yoshi not pay taxes?
All of them.
That is incorrect. So the current score is minus 10 points.
Okay.
Question number 2. What was the original colour of the Steam client?
Army
Blue.
green.
Qazi's correct. It is army green. You're not-
Yes, that's
it
right.
was. It was green.
Thank you, Qazi.
Who's on what team, by the way?
We
We're
don't
all
know.
the same
You're all on the
That's
same
all
all
the
team.
same
we don't
team.
know.
You're
Yeah.
all working
That's
together.
right.
What breed is the dog from the dog ending of Silent Hill 2?
Honk.
It's a Shiba. isn't it?
Oh, I forgot we weren't actually doing button noises.
Shiba
I
Inu.
said honk. But yeah, it's a
The
Shiba.
honk is not right, but I'll
It's a
give it
Shiba.
to Happy Man who said Shiba.
Honk. I thought, what? Did she say
Honk.
pug?
No.
Oh, she
No.
said honk.
I've
It's
been
a
waiting to do a button
honk.
noise while knowing the answer, having forgotten that I wasn't button.
Okay.
I will not honk again.
That's a lie.
Is Specs good at video games?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Specs answered, he said yes, he's correct.
Yes.
He is in
Yes.
fact good at
These
video
are not
games.
questions. These are opinions.
Specs is... How many games has Specs won today?
None.
All
How many
except for Pen Pen.
How many has he
None
really
that matter.
won?
None that
None
matter.
that matter.
Okay, we've been playing Pen Pen, and obviously...
You didn't win
Mitch
Pen
is-
Pen. That mattered.
He's,
I want you to take 10
I'm-
points
I
off
was-
our score.
I was up against a professional Pen Pen player.
Fuckle
And?
behaviour.
Ew.
Fuckle behaviour. Absolute fuckle
Ew.
behaviour.
What is the name of the sequel to Rainbow... to fucking...
Rainbow Islands.
What is the name of the prequel to Rainbow
Bubble
Island?
Bubble.
Bubble Bubble, yeah.
Mitch is correct.
Ew.
I changed that question on the fly. Did you see that? Because
I got it wrong.
went down
Did it the
the
wrong way
I
around.
changed my answer
instead
halfway
of the
through.
question. What is the name of the first episode of Quake?
I think I know this.
We need an answer. You can't pass.
1.
That is the sort of question I would write, but unfortunately, it's not correct.
Oh no.
The name is a Dimension of the Doomed, and it's the book club game. So
Never
if you've not
heard of
We've
that.
not
not played
started
it
it yet, but it
Book
is our
club
next book
game.
club game, so
you
please
should
play it.
know. Name a good Telltale game.
Strong Bird's a cool game for attractive people.
Yeah, Hangman's right.
Again, another opinion.
It's good. It's got puzzles in it.
That
Which
doesn't mean
is-
it's good though.
So do cubes, but they don't.
I love
They're
cubes.
not question answers.
I love cubes. What are you talking about? They're not as good as hexagons, obviously.
Intelligent Quoobs are the
Crispy
best
hexagons.
cubes.
Intelligent
Cube
grooves.
is good.
To which Sonic game does the zone Starlight Speedway belong?
Sonic CD.
Yes.
Specs is correct.
Specs is correct.
He corrects.
He
He
corrects.
protects. Most important.
In the game Off, which we have played for our book club,
Yeah.
what is the name of the player character, the batter, in the original French language?
Le Batter.
Specs is right again.
What
He's
was it?
I wasn't around for that, but I remember the podcast. He is Le Batteur.
Le Batteur.
Yeah. I remember listening to that podcast and thinking I should play these, and I never did.
In the 2035 indie game smash hit Lawyer Guy Defender of Justice, what colour are the title character's trousers?
Ew. False.
Go on.
That's my answer. Accept it if you wish.
You're clearly the fuckle. Are they blue?
He's not
No, they're
They're
green.
grey.
Oh, they're great.
Are they green?
They're green.
The grey. Oh.
The green, yeah.
Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah.
So that's actually all the questions I've got. So
Were there
because-
actually 10 questions in order for us to get 100 points?
I thought there were
no,
50.
remember, you'll get
You
fif-
said there were 50.
You'll get 50 questions if you catch the fuck. You'll get
Well,
50
it's-
Mitch
points
is the
rather.
fuckle.
Mitch is the
Mitch is the
if you catch
fuckle.
the
I
fuckle.
got all the questions right apart from the ones I didn't.
Mitch is the fuckle. Mitch is the fuckle.
No, can we confer on fuckle?
You can, yeah. You can talk as long as loud as you want.
Convince
About
All
it.
in
not the
favour
fuckle.
of Mitch is the fuckle.
I got the bubble bobble one
That's
Rainbow
true.
Island's one,
He did
right?
get Rainbow.
I
Mitch is
think-
the
did.
fuckle.
I
Mitch is
think
the
he's
he
the
like
fuckle.
he clearly threw the last question when I could have got that right potentially.
What was the answer?
It was green apparently.
It wasn't, was it, Cats?
It was green, yeah.
False.
I think he's the fuckle.
Hey! No!
I bet he's not the fuckle, but he's playing
It's
like he is the
either,
fuckle
it's
because
either
he's
him or
Mitch.
Qazi who
This,
hasn't
Yeah,
I
said
Qazi,
don't
it.
like
fucking
these
right.
games.
Qazi got the Steam question.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
I
Qazi
got the
Steam
bubble
question.
bubble question.
Yeah,
That's
you
the
cheated.
problem.
It's true. Animitch tanked us more.
He's the
What do you mean I
fuckle.
tanked us more?
You stopped us when you knew it was the last question because now we can't hit that
Yes.
100-point score.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it's
No, it's not.
It's Mitch.
It's not.
Mitch. It's Mitch.
It's not.
It's
Okay.
Mitch.
It's not.
Everyone has accused Mitch, so now Mitch,
I think it-
reveal truthfully whether you were or were not the fuckle.
False.
Who was the fuckle then?
It's me.
I tried to warn
So,
you all with
not-
the last
I knew
question.
You don't
He
actually
wasn't
get
the
those.
fuckle.
So the team ends with a score of minus 10 points,
Lovely.
and the fuckle takes home
Yes.
an extreme victory.
I tried to sync us more, but you guys came up with the right answers before I could come up
Yeah, I
with
know,
fake
right?
answers.
Well done, fuckle.
Yes.
Well, it
done.
didn't matter in the end because Mitch deliberately answered.
Unlike
Yeah.
Sonic, he
That's
doesn't.
false.
You
Unlike
deliberately
Knuckles, he doesn't
disobeyed.
chuckle.
Can't help but lie.
Thank you, Mitch, for the
Half a third of your questions were just opinions.
I'm sorry,
Did you get them
you-
from a Wikipedia
Are
article?
you protesting against my
Uh-oh.
questions by answering one of them incorrectly?
True.
Because if so, you answered a question that had a definite factual answer.
Some people are colourblind.
for the
Yeah,
sake
actually, I think
but false
I've
isn't the
I've
colour,
always
is it?
seen them as grey. I think I am colourblind.
Oh, there you go.
No.
for the sake
like
of
this game.
liars everywhere, Mitch gave me the victory.
This is a good game.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's the end of that game.
right. I've got two things I want to talk about. Do we
Wow,
want to?
slow down. Whole two things.
Stop doing your
Stop doing
snarky.
Mitch.
Okay, now Mitch, I want you to be sincere. How are you feeling, Mitch?
False. Go on, Specs.
He's always
Mitch,
feeling full.
we'll start with the one that's specifically targeted at you then, in that case. Let me just get my news article up.
This is going to say a lot about what you think about me, spunks. So,
Japanese...
No, false.
You're calling him spunks to punish him.
Mitchell, Japanese company isolates young woman aroma and turns it into popular deodorant.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So this is a story about a Japanese company who have realised that women under the age of about 30 to 35 produce a specific smell that they've managed to isolate the chemical from, and they've started selling it in their deodorants so that older women can smell like younger women to become more attractive to men. But young men in Japan have been buying it and wearing it themselves, so it feels like there is a young woman around them at all times.
Oh my god. That's depressing on two levels.
That's so
Yeah.
weird.
I find it really interesting.
It is
It's one
interesting,
of
but
those
it's
things though that's
weird.
been around for decades. It's like, oh yes, we'll capture this pheromone and
Does that
Bubble
really
in.
work, or is that just made up?
I saw the Lynx
Made
commercials,
up.
they work.
I
The
mean,
Lynx commercials are made up.
No, they're based on reality. How could you get them on film if they weren't real?
Seriously, for a moment, I want to talk about how much I hate commercials of fragrance.
yes,
They're always
I
like-
agree.
You can never smell them.
They're
It's
always
false
like there's a
advertising.
young, attractive person like being chased by a lion in a fancy house, and then the lion jumps in
Yeah.
midair. It turns into like the
How's
bottle
the
of a
lion chasing
fragrance
them?
And
They're
it's
in
in
the
black
fancy
and
house.
white.
because the lion's
Why-
also in the fancy house.
Why don't they actually show you what it's meant to smell like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's always just
It's always smell.
it's just
Smell
it's like
the-
it's sex and it's like
all
it's
smell the
future and
same.
it's sci-fi.
I don't want to have sex with a lion.
But they don't, because sometimes they
There are
smell
lots of
more
people that
floral
do.
and shit like that. But
Yeah.
usually it's just like women pretending to do drugs in back alley. I'm not talking about black opium.
I've
But,
never seen a pheromone commercial where a woman does drugs in a back alley.
Black opium adverts are literally like a drug deal in a back alley between two people.
Weird.
Isn't Diesel like always just a man's groin?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I don't think it smells
Fragrance
like that.
adverts
but who
are
knows?
bad. But I wanted to ask, if you guys could can any smell to wear as a deodorant, what would you want to smell like? It doesn't have to be a real smell. It can be a smell from any media or anything you want. It can even be a smell of like a concept. If you wanted to smell like a specific concept or abstract kind of feeling, what would you want to smell like?
Danger.
You want to smell like danger?
Yeah, because I'm so docile that I think it can make up for it.
I like the idea that Happy Man goes in for a job interview and puts on his danger cologne, and he leaves the room, and people are like, "Well, what do we think?" I don't know. It seems a bit dangerous, doesn't it?
What would you wear it all the time, or just when, like, if a manga came at you, you'd be like, get back, and just spray it all over yourself?
You'd be like, get back, and then you'd present your underarms for them to smell.
Isn't danger deodorant just mace?
That's true. I just maced myself in the armpit.
Danger for the wrong person, though, isn't it?
Mitch, what would you smell like?
Better smelling Mitch. I would. What did diamonds smell like? Just bottle.
Nothing.
Rocks.
Carbon.
Carbon.
Burnt
This is
toast.
The concept of richness.
I'm just gonna start
Abstract
looking at
concept
things in
of
the room.
wealth.
and
Yeah, you
start
could smell
naming
like
them.
money.
You could smell like money, but money doesn't smell very
Money,
good.
well,
Smells
it
like
depends
ink.
if it's card or, notes or
Well,
coins. If
smell
it's
like
not
the
coins.
Oh no,
concept of
don't
money,
smell
though.
like coins.
Smell-
Coins smell terrible.
Smell like wealth.
Smell like wealth.
Qazi
Oh,
said.
actually, I have a good idea. Can I smell like the Pokemon Gloom? Because 1 in 100 people will fall absolutely in love with me.
Yeah, that's a good one.
What if it's
but
the-
99 will hate me.
What if it's the 1 in 100 that you really don't want to? What about your other billion stalkers?
It's fine.
I'm hopelessly in love with this man who smells like a ghost.
Oh, smelling like a ghost.
I would
would be
like to smell like
interesting.
ectoplasm. That would be good.
It's very
Yeah.
citrusy.
Yeah. What is it now? I've always heard it smells like salty coins and milk.
No, that's
That's
Sorry.
something else.
that's something else.
Had to.
What do I
That's
like the
something
smell
else.
of that I want people to smell? I guess I'd want like an aroma of clean smell. You know when you've just had a shower and you don't smell anymore? I just want that, but to overlap over my general
The null
smell.
aroma.
You know? Yeah,
Well,
the
no, I
null
think-
aroma.
The lack
Exactly.
of.
I want a smell of nothing.
What
Something
about,
like a garden after it's just rained. Like you can smell like flowers,
Yeah.
but you can't ever smell like a garden
Febreze.
after it's just rained.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Petrichor
You
is
can't
what that's
like,
called.
spray yourself with Febreze.
I know you can't. That's not what I'm saying.
What are you
Smacking the table.
saying?
Don't smell the table.
Post rain smell is very good.
Yeah,
is,
that's
yeah.
a pretty nice one.
What
Post,
about
um,
like bakery, but at 5 a.m.
What
Yes.
and then
bakery?
just
Ooh,
yeah,
bakery.
Dirty book.
dirty book.
Dirty.
Dirtier the better.
Like
A
that.
book where the
A
pages
book-
are stuck together.
No, like the contents of the book is filthy.
This guy smells
So you-
like a porn magazine I found in a tree.
Just eating salty coins and milk.
The smell of Pokemon, going back to that, Chikorita puts out like a calming aroma, doesn't it? So people like
Anyone
just
with
chill out.
sweet scent, really.
Yeah.
Be good
What
choice.
about like
Not sure about that,
Mana,
'cause
which
one
just
of my-
puts you to sleep.
One of my friends vapes a lot, and I invite him over to my house, and he's like, "I'm vaping in your kitchen," and I'm like, "You were supposed to ask me if I mind if you're vaping in my kitchen," and he's like, "No, I'm vaping in your kitchen." He gets out his vape gun that looks like it's going to catch on fire at any moment, and he starts exhaling huge clouds of like this weird like cookie dough vape stuff. And my kitchen smelled like people came over and they were like, "Oh, Rob, you've been baking cookies," and I'm like, "No, someone was vaping in my house a week ago, and the smell hasn't dissipated." So as I wouldn't go for something sweet, as tempting as it is, because I think people will always assume that I've baked cookies and will then be disappointed.
Yeah, vapors don't get this. Like, you can vape indoors because it doesn't stick in the walls the way smoke does, but it still smells.
Yeah.
Like,
I really
fuck's
like
sake.
I really like the smell of my house after I've like done a curry, and that sticks around for
Yeah.
about a week. And eventually you get bored of it, but I smell people who smell like curry a lot, and I think, do I want to smell like curry?
I'd smell like curry, yeah.
I like the smell
My
of
house
curry.
fills with the smell of curry when I've been cooking, and
I'd
yeah,
wear the smell
it's
of
good. I like it. Curry. There you go. That's a good answer.
If you could vape the smell of a young woman, would you vape it?
I would give it a try.
Would it taste like a young woman?
I
wouldn't have anything to compare it to.
Damn.
Give me the next item. I tire
They
of
might
this
have
one.
Yeah, we-
I will
accidentally-
cut
I
anything
tire
after
of
this
smell.
point.
Enough smell talk.
No smell talk.
Actually, I want to smell like what The Rock is cooking.
Oh,
Ooh,
solid
that's good.
choice, solid choice.
That's good. So my other news is I wanted to talk about Sonicfox versus the UK Parliament.
Sonicfox is the fucking man. I
I
love
like
that guy.
Sonicfox.
Sonicfox is a black queer furry who is the best fighting game player in the world at the moment. What's he top
He's
on?
Mortal
best at
Kombat
several
and
games. NetherRealm
Dragon
games.
Ball Fighters.
And Dragon Ball, yeah, NetherRealm and Dragon Ball.
Does he do well in Street Fighter as
He
well?
does. He doesn't play it now.
Okay, because he
But he
was
did.
he
When
was
he
playing
was,
like
he did.
3 different
He
games.
plays a little bit of everything.
Essentially, at the UK's Parliament Human Rights Committee, there was a debate with someone from Twitter, and Sonicfox's tweets about trans exclusionary radical feminists were brought up as like, hate speech that I think it was Joanna Cherry was pointing to say, you should be taking this down off your platform. But she presented a picture of a character from Zombieland Saga holding a photoshopped gun, which was being held by a human hand that said, "Shut the fuck up, TERF," on it, and said, "Do you not think that the realistic human hand makes this more of a threat?" Do you want to pass around the
Which
the picture?
Zombieland Saga girl was it?
I think it's Lily. She's got blue hair.
Her? That's a boy, mate.
Mitch the Turf.
Imagine holding that up.
But
That's in Parliament.
And Parliament just basically debated the fact that Sonicfox. I think this stemmed from someone tweeting one of his posts of like one of the what do you call them, fatalities from Mortal Kombat. And then he started having a full-on slanging match with the UK Parliament, and various figures from it and journalism in the UK, and calling them all TERFs and stuff. It was very funny just to hear it debated in Parliament, though. So
people always say they don't care about what Sonicfox says, but then they spend ages complaining about it.
Yeah.
So if you've ever been like, "Oh well, I don't care what Sonicfox says," then you're not allowed to say that. You have to just think it.
Okay.
Is he often posting
definitely.
inflammatory
Yeah,
materials?
I wouldn't. It depends on whether you think it is inflammatory or not, obviously. But he is very outspoken about, marginalised groups' rights and everything like that. And I think in when they were talking about that specific thing, they referred to it as misogynistic.
They did,
as well, which is obviously completely off the mark.
It depends what side of the debate you fall on. I don't really want to get into the actual kind of politics of it. I think it was just really funny having one of our MPs in Parliament hold up a picture of an anime character with a photoshopped gun that says "Shut the fuck up" and saying the human hand makes it more threatening.
If it was an anime hand, it would be okay.
Yeah. And then the person from Twitter said, "Oh yes, no, I completely
it
agree.
does, doesn't it?
I completely agree." And then to hear Joanna Cherry say the word "cunt" 3 times in a minute in UK Parliament.
Wasn't this Scottish Parliament?
No, it was DCMS, so Department for Digital Culture, Media and Sport,
right?
Which is a committee that sits. It has a committee that sits in Parliament.
I like that sport has been removed from culture in that sentence.
Yes, if you ever have time to burn, go and read through some of the transcripts from Parliament. They are genuinely interesting most of the time.
I mean, I like seeing how politics works, and by that I mean I like sometimes watching the soap opera that is the Prime Minister's Questions.
Yes. I used to watch it every week because I found it so funny.
To Happy Man, who is a Swede who might not know of our political system, there are a very select number of debates in the House of Commons that are televised called the Prime Minister's Questions. And basically our politicians just insult one another for an hour, and then it's over.
Yeah.
And nothing
we
really,
have something similar in my
nothing
country.
really gets done of any use on it. But, I mean, Big Brother's not until 9, is it?
It's interesting because lots of it is televised, but very few people watch any of it.
Yeah.
There is a whole television channel devoted to Parliament every single day, 24/7.
You can't watch Parliament 24/7.
You can. They just repeat the stuff of the day in the night.
I thought after Out of the Watershed it's like call girls and you have
Furries will be banned from Parliament in the months following this.
But how will we prepare for the post-apocalyptic future where currency is all
currency is devalued? No, it's not that. It's that furry porn is banned, and then we have an economic crash because the money can't move around now that there's no furry porn. There was a huge undercurrent of furry porn that was responsible for the economy working. Anyway, that is the one prediction I made in Max Hyperdrive that didn't come true.
Yet.
Do you think anyone uses fetish commissions to launder money?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
They have to, surely. Because it's under the table. It's not taxed or anything, is it? So
my feet are under the table.
You have to get something that you want out of it.
Does that mean they're foot porn? I don't get the...
If you want them to be, wink.
I really appreciate you said the word wink instead of just winking.
No, I did you not?
Yeah, it's
not wink.
Stop. Okay, can you wink without saying the word wink?
Let me try. Hold on. Wink.
How does he do it?
He said wink there.
No, he didn't. His eye closed.
We're moving on.
Let me try. Blink. Shit.
Spink.
No! You've ruined it now.
Yeah.
Spink.
So basically, for our book club section, we're not doing Quake this time because we were all in one house, and we decided what better way than to spend our time than to watch an episode of every Sonic the Hedgehog cartoon. So that includes
Sonic Underground first.
Sonic Underground,
And
then Sonic X.
Then we watched Sonic X, the
Anime
Stellar
Sonic.
anime. And then we watched Sonic Saturday AM, which was just
AM.
called Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's the serious Sonic.
That's the serious one. And then we also watched The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, which has a lot of
Which is the
classical
wacky
music.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We watched
And then we also
watched
watched
Sonic
We
Boom.
watched a bit of Sonic Boom, which is actually good, and I'd say people should go watch it.
I would disagree.
It wasn't. There are a couple of jokes that made me chuckle, but
Should we just start with the first one we watched?
Yes.
Yeah.
So Sonic Underground is completely insane.
yeah, Sonic Underground is like somebody's unhinged fan fiction turned reality.
Yeah.
It's pronounced Sonic Underground.
Yes, Sonic is royalty. He's like a prince or something.
Yeah.
His mother has him and two siblings who were created specifically
And
for
they're
the
called
show.
Manic and Sonia.
Yes, and they are.
She puts them up for adoption.
Yeah, she abandons them to like random foster families, 3 different foster families, in order to fulfill some prophecy that we are not told what it is.
Nobody ever knows
And they
what
spend
the
the
prophecy
entire-
is. But anytime there's anything that's unexplained in the show, it's like, it's the prophecy
Yeah, it's the
that it
proph-
has to be this way.
A wizard did it.
A wizard.
A wizard does show up and tells them, you need to find your brother and sister. And then they play this musical montage, which is made from clips that happened later in the episode where they all meet each other. and then they know that their siblings are out there because they played some songs.
Sonic has an Uncle
There's-
Crack truck.
Sonic has an
Uncle
Uncle
Chuck.
Crack,
Uncle
who is
Chuck.
just a
Uncle
big
Chuck.
Sonic with a mustache.
Yeah.
But the crazy
Yeah.
thing about Uncle Chuck is Uncle Chuck appeared in Sonic Sat AM as well. And it's like he's the only carryover from Sat AM to Sonic Underground. Is Uncle Chuck exists in both
So
universes?
But
Sat
then-
AM was first, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sat AM was first.
The most amazing thing about Sonic Underground is the production values, just in terms of like, all the shows we watch looked a bit cheaply made. But this one somehow looked cheaper than all of them. Like, when you reuse animation in the pilot episode, that doesn't even make sense to be reused that way. Like,
Yeah.
whew.
I used to watch a lot of the Sonic cartoons. So Sonic Underground has like a musical number in every episode. And
Hate cartoons that do that.
it's always like this chopped together bit of scenes of the same episode in like a really basic kind of Windows Movie Maker sort of setup.
There are literal barn door transitions on some of the songs.
Yeah. It's pretty.
We should just watch some of the songs later because they're great.
No.
I reckon the Eggman is one of the scarier looking Eggmans from that show.
Yes, he's
Well,
pretty
Robotnik.
terrifying.
He's still
Doesn't he
Robotnik.
look the same in that and the other two old
Sat
ones?
AM, no. He looks
very
There's
similar.
only
in
one
all
of the ones that we watched where he has the goggles and glasses.
That's Sonic X.
That's Sonic X.
It's
Yeah.
Sonic X. So he looks the same in the other ones.
It's also the first Sonic anime to have Knuckles in it.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait,
Knuckles
Underground
was
and
in it.
Sonic?
Underground had
Knuckles?
Knuckles.
Underground
Oh,
has
yeah.
Knuckles in it in the later
We
episodes.
didn't
Oh
see
yeah,
him
it
yet.
does.
Yeah, they,
'Cause there's a famous clip on YouTube of where the animator has just forgotten what the perspective is supposed to be for all the different characters.
And Knuckles comes up out of the ground and like is the size of an ant.
even though Sonic has this huge cast of random like animal friends to pull from, these shows like half of the cast is made up, like created specifically for the show.
Especially in Sonic Underground, where there were already multiple characters. In the earlier ones, it makes sense because only Sonic 2 was out then. But at this point, we had Sonic Racing, we had Sonic 3, we had...
Sonic Underground came out after Adventure, so
Yeah.
Adventure.
We have a-
It does to an extent make sense that they make up characters for it though, because none of the previous canonical characters are his siblings. So they can't just decide, oh, these are now...
Why did they go with a
Yeah,
sibling?
why the
Because
fuck would you do a story
that's
like
the story
that?
they wanted to do. And they
You
couldn't exactly
say
make...
that's the story they wanted to tell, as if they had some grand
Yeah.
artistic
But they
vision.
couldn't just say, oh, let's make Amy and Tails your siblings, could they?
No, but he could have... I don't
To
know.
make some
They could have
OCs.
done something with them. They just could have made a better
Yeah.
story.
I mean, they could just not, yeah.
They could have not made it. That would have been good.
In Sonic Underground, Sonic's catchphrase is, let's juice and jam.
Yes.
It's
Let's-
juice and jam time.
It's juice and jam time. And they all pull out magic instruments that shoot lasers.
I'd forgotten about both Juice and Jam Time and his morphing guitar.
Magical medallions which transform into a drum kit, a keyboard, and a guitar.
Why are they musical instruments?
So they can shoot from them.
So they can have a musical number.
Also,
And
Sonic has a two-necked guitar like Alex Lifeson.
Okay,
Yeah.
next we're going to talk about, I guess, Sonic's Sat AM.
Yes.
Yes.
What am I looking at?
So,
It's Sonya, but her bare feet.
so
is this from the Anime Foot Wiki?
No, this is from me. I
I
found
okay.
it.
So Sat AM and The Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog were both in production at the same time in 1993. They were released within like 2 weeks of each other, the first episode. Sat AM is quite serious, and it's all about Sonic being a freedom fighter, and Robotnik is gathering all the citizens and turning them into robots.
Which, to be fair, is the plot of the original game.
Yeah.
It's probably the best translation of the plot and best setup for a Sonic cartoon. Because it's not like some weird bullshit that they came up with. It like fits in with what you'd expect a Sonic cartoon to be.
And it's full of OC characters, but at the
Yes.
same time, Sonic and Tails were the only real Sonic characters, and Robotnik, because it was just Sonic 1 and 2 had come out at this point.
Now, I don't mind, like, compared to the other one where the characters are all just fucking weird looking, this one, like, the characters looked like Sonic the Hedgehog characters, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, there was a walrus that looked a lot like Big the Cat.
Yeah. The problem with Sat AM is that Sonic has the most insufferable personality.
Yes.
He mellows
my
out
God.
as the series goes on.
He's like Bart Simpson, basically.
He is Bart Simpson.
He's
But worse.
And he says, "Let's juice."
He says, let's
juice!
That's his.
It
That's
wasn't
his
jam
catchphrase
time
in
yet.
this one.
Got a juice.
He's not jamming because he doesn't have any. He does have a
He
flaccid
does have a
guitar.
classic guitar.
Oh, the flaccid
yeah.
guitar! I forgot about the flaccid guitar.
Why did it just go soft?
It just went limp.
It did, yeah.
And he made an Axl Rose reference
It's
while he
because it
played
wasn't
it.
tickling.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's not early 90s enough as it is.
He literally just name dropped Axl Rose.
Oh, the kids are all gonna. The kids who were born like 5 years ago are all gonna know who Axl Rose is. Fucking assholes.
And Tails acts like he's about 5 years old.
Tails is like a
He
baby.
is.
Why did Sonic take him with him to storm Eggman's
Because
fortress?
they're freedom fighters.
He didn't do anything.
Tails, he
He
said, "Look out."
No, he said he needed to pee
He
really
needed.
bad.
He needed crap.
He
Look,
needed.
All I'm
to go
saying
to
is
the
we've
bathroom.
only seen the pilot episode, but as far as I can tell, Sonic the Hedgehog is just a liability.
And
he saved the day.
How?
By making catapults to hit the robots.
By
Got
making
water balloons.
With water balloons, yeah.
Yeah.
fucking catapults against an army of robots that are intelligent enough to feel
It worked
fear.
enough.
Yeah, it worked, but it shouldn't have.
But
he
it did, 'cause
redirected the
he's Sonic
Sonic-seeking missile that had Sonic's features so that it could follow him.
It was supposed to be the serious one, but it's still stupid. It's just not as stupid as the two other shows that it's surrounded by.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. Is that the
Oh,
other one? Or is
yeah.
it just called Sonic the Hedgehog?
It's called The Adventures.
That's
of Sonic
Adventures.
the Hedgehog.
It is knockoff Looney Tunes with Sonic the Hedgehog instead of Bugs Bunny.
It
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
knockoff Looney Tunes with Sonic the Hedgehog, but it is also a bit Dadaist, because there are a few jokes in there that just don't make sense
Like the
whatsoever.
pumpkin.
They were
Like-
Catsman jokes.
Yeah, they're like blowing into your hand to make a pumpkin, or there are a few other
A
jokes.
robot blowing his
But
hand.
what-
He doesn't
or-
have hands, he has drills.
Like, yeah, like
Oh, when he said, "I'm
Robotnik
over
puts
there."
a feather.
Yeah.
I'm over there. Sonic
I'm
just
over there.
taps one of his assailants on the shoulder and says, "I'm over there," and the guy just like
He does it.
he does
He
it.
looks.
He looks
Like-
over there.
He looks over there.
Like, I think if the show had had more Dadaist humor, it would probably be my favourite. But the ratio of Dadaist humor to just shit Looney Tunes knockoff jokes was like 10-1.
In the first episode alone, Sonic like disguises himself 3 times.
Yeah.
And every time he does it, he takes off his disguise briefly to look at the camera and wink. At
Yeah.
you.
The kids watching this show, like, I'm assuming this was for all the like really stupid kids.
Or just really young kids.
Catsman.
Well, no, like stupid ones.
Okay.
You have
The
to
ones
be
that like
you have
Sonic.
to be a certain age to be able to play Sonic the Hedgehog on the Mega Drive, don't you?
I guess.
So
Only has one button though.
Like 3, maybe.
yeah, but it's a difficult button.
Is it?
Actually,
You ever
it's got...
push A on a Mega Drive
Well, then you just use the
controller?
B one.
You ever,
They're all interchangeable on the
you ever
Mega
push
Drive.
B on a Mega Drive
What
controller?
about the C button then?
Okay, you know what I'm gonna say. Have you ever
What
used
about
a
the
Mega
one
Drive
button?
controller?
What about the 1 button?
It's like, you ever see the movie Dune?
Yeah, I did.
It's like using a Mega Drive controller is like when Paul puts his hand in a box that's going to kill him.
What if you have the Mega Drive arcade stick instead?
That's good. That's acceptable.
So the thing about Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is it's exhausting. Just
Yeah.
so much happens in one episode.
How long was that episode?
It was 20 minutes.
Because it felt like
an
about
hour.
45 minutes to an hour long.
So much happens.
It's visually tiring to look
There
at.
were
It's
like-
just an endless assault of just noise.
And all the voice actors are screaming every single line.
There were 3 distinct plot lines, which all started and were resolved. And
Name one, because
the-
I don't remember any.
The one with the
a-
monkey.
A jaded monkey felt like he had been replaced by his 2 robotic brethren,
Colleagues.
colleagues.
One of which is a clone
Scratching
of the
ground.
other.
One of which
Doesn't
is a
look
clone
anything
of
like
the other, which doesn't. One of which is a clone of a chicken that's like a drill robot.
It's because the chicken pulled the lever he wasn't supposed
What
to
does that
pull.
lever turn
you do
everything
remember?
into drill
Yeah, I remember.
robot
Yeah.
mode?
Yeah. It was the Drillman lever.
Okay,
Drillman.
look, and the
Robert
drill
Hume.
has a butt.
What was our favourite of those 3?
I didn't like any of them.
I like the original Adventures of Sonic.
I like
the Hedgehog.
Adventures of Sonic the
I,
Hedgehog. That
I
was
have
funny.
to I have to give it to it. I won't say it's funny.
Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog seems like the one that attempted most to be something.
Yes, I agree. I was gonna say Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog has some of Sonic's mannerisms from the game. He does the thing where he points at a fake watch and taps his foot. Some of the animations are straight from the original game.
He
and I
says
appreciate
way
that.
past cool in this. That's his catchphrase in Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is way past cool.
I thought
Which
that
is
was in
cons-
Sat AM.
No,
No,
in Sat
no.
AM he says it's.
No, he-
No, he
was
does
the-
say it in Sat AM.
It was
yeah.
in Sat AM because Tails started saying it.
See,
and
they
I
all
was
bleed
like,
together.
What does he say in
He-
What does he say in Adventures?
He says
Lots of things.
He
He's
did
the
I'm
whole
waiting,
Jewish.
didn't
He says
I'm
it's
Yeah.
waiting.
Waiting.
Yeah, that's the one.
That comes from
The,
there. And
um,
he did the chili dogs as
Yeah.
well.
As
Yes. This is the first time Sonic's love of chili dogs is referenced. He goes to buy chili dogs and the monkey is disguised as a hot dog vendor and he instantly takes off his disguise and attacks him, which...
He was also like cooking up poison in the background. There was like a
Yeah.
skull and crossbones
That was
on it.
never
He could have
used.
served them fucking poison chili dogs.
I was like, oh, he's stirring poison.
Um,
He will serve Sonic a poison chili dog. And he's like, Sonic, you've walked up to my chili dog stand. I'll start a fight with you.
Maybe he was just making pirate brand chili.
Ooh.
Look,
Maybe.
Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is the one that I had the strongest reaction to.
Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
watch it. I hated it so much.
The 2 things I would say about Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, one is that he does develop the "got a juice" catchphrase during that series. I have watched that series. I watched it as a child. He says "got a juice, kid"
Got a juice.
liberally to Tails a lot. "Got a juice, kid."
Hey kids, Sonic the Hedgehog here. Don't call the police.
Was that Adventures of
Sonic
Sonic the
Says.
Hedgehog where it just
Sonic
like
says, yeah.
inexplicably finished with "Don't phone the police if you're being attacked by robots. Only phone the police if there's a fire."
Only phone the
Essentially.
police if there's a fire.
So
The thread between them is they were all animated by Deke.
Dick.
Deke. And therefore the mannerisms of Sonic have evolved as Deke have made different Sonic series. So he's taken they've all just
Yeah,
mixed
it was
it
them,
into
yeah.
and that's why Uncle Chuck appears in both Sat AM and in Underground.
Dick.
Dick Chain.
So Sega's advertising campaigns, marketing, during the early Sonic days were all based around lots of visual noise, lots of rapid cuts, and lots of shouting. So the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog does fit in with the rest of Sega's branding.
Oh, is that
at the
when
time.
they just had that man shout, Sega!
I like that.
Sonic's cool. He's got an attitude. He's not like Mario.
Sonic!
He's
boring.
Bill
He can
Clinton.
really move!
Yeah,
Sonic! He's got an attitude!
Was that Saturday morning?
That was Sat AM.
Okay,
That's
that
theme
has
Sat
the best
AM.
theme song out of
He's
all of
the
them.
fastest thing alive!
Also, in
Help me.
Saturday morning, Robotnik's voice is the best. I don't care if you don't like
Is that
it.
when it was really spooky?
That's when he had a really creepy
yeah,
voice.
yeah. That was good.
I-
That was a good Robotnik.
Disagree. I like Robotnik as really bombastic and overblown and kind of
I
good.
hate him!
usual.
I hate him!
Yeah, but that you can't make a good villain if he's just pulling his mustache and yelling, "I hate that hedgehog."
I disagree. For Sonic, it's perfect.
He's the perfect moustache twirling dude.
Scary Robotnik's just stupid.
I like scary.
He's not
Robotnik.
threatening. This is the thing with
Yeah.
Robotnik. He isn't threatening.
Yeah.
I think you could. I think the design of him and stuff, you can make him threatening.
It's like if they tried to make Bowser threatening.
In the games, he wasn't really threatening, was he?
No, he
He'd do
wasn't.
that silly
No,
run away.
He's
but he-
comical.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Every time Sonic and him get on even footing, he runs the fuck away. Like, he's a coward, you know?
Yeah.
He's like a less competent Dr. Wawi.
Dr. Wily is not
Well,
competent.
no,
Exactly!
Wily gives up too.
Dr. Wawi.
Oh,
Anyway,
Dr. Wawi.
Sonic X, which is the only Japanese show.
Yeah.
Which
about
one
Sonic.
was that plot-wise?
That's the one where they go into the super collider that sends them to our planet, and then he
Yes.
runs away from the Formula One
Running
police
away
car
from the
driver.
police.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
This is probably the best out of all of them, including Sonic Boom.
It's Sonic with anime art and human characters.
And Speed Racer.
And it's closest to the games, but it has...
It's close to Sonic Adventure.
Well, it's close to Sonic Adventure. It's close to one of the worst Sonic games, but it has this vibe of industrial blandness, which I didn't like. It's bland.
It's the least memorable one.
Yeah.
It is also the best animated.
Yes, is a big deal. It is by far the best animated.
When watching cartoons, is a big deal for me. I want good animation, or I...
But it's still budget Japanime.
Oh, it's still not great, but...
great animation.
Look, budget Japanime is being produced by people, who are being paid the same slave labour wages, but inexplicably they're cranking out high-quality work.
That's Korea for you.
However, I will say this a bit. That is obviously the source of the new Sonic movies referencing to Sonic as a cat. Because the police introduced it, like, they said he was a hedgehog, but they treated him like he was a little cat.
Yeah, they did, didn't they?
When the Irish policeman came
When
along,
the Irish
let's get you down to the police station then.
On tree! One, two,
so
three.
it reminded me of the trailer for the new
Sonic,
one. So.
in the beginning, Sonic's fighting Eggman, and Eggman detonates some bomb that transports Sonic into the human world.
Yeah.
And he runs from the cops.
Yeah.
I don't know why he got in trouble with the cops.
But the cop,
Speeding.
because he was an alien. I think Shiny had a good...
Yeah, so I think it's because he was like a weird creature, so obviously they have to take him away and take him to the government for testing. Because he could have been an alien. But also speeding. For
some reason, the police have a crime unit that is dedicated to catching Formula 1 racing criminals. Because they've all got nitrous souped up F1 engine cars.
5 groove tires, lad. 5 groove tires.
That almost feels like it's an anime all on its own, and they added Sonic.
Yeah, it's F-Zero.
Yeah.
Speed Racer, lad.
Yeah.
Didn't like that one that much, really.
Did anyone see the Speed Racer movie by the
The Speed Racer movie by the Wachowskis is pretty fucking good.
It's amazing.
I like it.
Animitch, our resident anime professional reviewer, what do you think of Sonic X as an entity?
As it goes on, it follows the same storyline as the Sonic Adventure games. So if you've ran out the Sonic Adventure games, and it also has characters from the Sonic Shuffle games coming at the very end.
Shuffle?
Because they go to space and they meet those little fairy aliens.
Oh,
that
man.
you find.
Oh,
Do they get gem rolls?
That's a deep cut.
They always get gem rolls.
Do they get the ones that are for this? What are they called? Like speed rolls?
They don't
Speed
get
rolls.
They don't get those. They have to get the chaos rolls.
Okay.
I'm so glad we're not playing Sonic Shuffle this meetup.
Sonic Shuffle is so goddamn bad.
Does it follow Sonic Adventure 2? Because Shadow's in it.
Yeah, Shadow's in it. Yeah,
Is
and they
the
do
whole,
the exact same thing.
Do they do the whole Maria plotline?
Except Shadow survives this so that he can help Sonic later.
Oh, okay.
Can't have people die.
Spoilers for Sonic X.
Shadow lives.
Shadow. Maria.
But he's the coolest.
But is he way past cool?
No, he's
Well,
not.
we don't know, but he's the coolest.
He reaches the limit, the upper limit of being cool.
Soap shoes, lad.
I liked when he said
wouldn't want
cunt
those?
in Sonic and Mario at the Olympic Games.
Finally, we have Sonic Boom, which was released together with the game and has kind of a fan following.
That was a laugh.
It's got some good jokes. There are some good episodes.
I don't like
it. It's a bit
it.
hit and miss.
It is-
I've watched all of it. I like it.
It is very shoddily produced, and it's funnier than the other shows, but it's not that funny. The inside jokes are really the only notable parts of it, I feel like.
The inside jokes are the funniest, and the ratio isn't good on the jokes in that they try for so many, but only a few of them make me laugh.
I
Really.
guess.
I feel like they compress an episode into 11 minutes. They try and compress the same amount of humour into that 11 minutes.
It's
So it feels like you've got less space between the bad
But
jokes.
it's too hit and miss for me.
It is a bit. There are some episodes that are completely hilarious. And I love how Eggman always calls Knuckles nipples.
Yeah.
But
that was a funny one.
I can see how you can take it or leave it.
The characterization is pretty good, I think, of the characters.
Yeah.
They do some fun stuff with them, besides just their basic traits from the games.
I mean,
Knuckles.
when you compare Sonic's personality in this to his personality in
Oh,
the
yeah.
3 old cartoons,
He's so
it's
much more
like,
tolerable.
My God.
Yeah. I quite enjoyed Boom. I really enjoyed the misery reference.
The misery. That
was
We
good.
watched the Chris Chan episode where there's a character who is supposed to represent.
I don't think that character represents Chris Chan.
He
There is
literally draws a picture and
there
says,
is
I haven't coloured the arms yet.
Yeah, but that Chris Chan doesn't like the arms being blue.
It's a reference.
It's a reference.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that number one fan is Chris Chan.
He represents
Chris Chan,
the entirety of the rabid fan base that is Sonic, and they just took accoutrement Pokémon from
Yeah,
Japan.
it's but
Like,
like
so
Big
glasses
word,
and
Mitch.
Thanks.
Want to explain that for our
is that
for our
Japanese that
listeners?
word?
Yeah.
Yeah. So fucking whatever I was going to say has gone out of my mind. It's
It doesn't matter.
been replaced with accoutrement.
It doesn't matter now what happens.
I like the character designs too. Making Knuckles really huge and ripped got a lot of flack for some reason, but
I like
But it's actually a good idea.
yeah, that
I
makes
think.
sense because Knuckles is
He's a
way
fighter.
stronger than everybody else, but he has the same kind of stringy arms and legs as everyone else. He should be huge and ripped.
Yeah.
I like big dumb Knuckles.
Yeah, Knuckles is the best Sonic character. I said that before. But
big dumb.
Wow, I
Knuckles.
can't believe you're forgetting everybody's favourite, the robotic Tails from Sonic R, Puppet Tails.
Or Big the Cat.
Oh, Big the Cat.
MD's gonna kill you.
Which one was Big the Cat
Kill
in the
him,
opening
MD.
for? Was that
Big the
X?
Cat
He
is
was
the
in X,
Waluigi
yeah.
of
But just
Sonic.
to that
Big
He's
the
just
Cat.
inexplicably popular.
He turns up later in the series.
Okay.
Large.
It's fine. MD doesn't listen to the podcast anyway.
Cuphead is coming to the Tesla Model 3.
Oh yeah.
I did hear
Well,
about
I
this.
suppose you can play video games if your car's driving itself, can't you? So may as well.
Do you not have to still look at the road in case
Nah.
it's about to
Nah,
crash?
mate. Nah.
You should probably look at the road.
Nah, it's fine. Unless you're about to go over that cliff.
Maybe the car only drives as well as you play the game. So if you
Oh.
keep fucking it up, it just swerves you
What?
off the
Specs
road.
is in trouble.
I didn't find
guys.
Specs' driving that bad.
It's much better now.
It's better than like my sister's driving.
Okay.
I hope
Yeah,
she's
you-
not listening. She wouldn't listen 50
Better
minutes
than that
into a
taxi ride we
fucking
had
gaming
after all.
podcast.
That was
just to hear
awesome.
me
That
slag
I
was
don't know
her.
what
funny.
you're talking about.
He was really good at driving.
Yeah,
I don't know if you were there.
when no, she wasn't. When we came home from WWE Raw in London a couple of years ago, we just took a cab back to Moogles,
Oh, yeah.
and the driver was fucking crazy. Ashford was completely shrouded in fog, and the dude just bolted all the way through the city, just like taking corners like a motherfucker.
Genuinely terrifying.
We
I
were all
didn't think it
scared
was
of.
that bad.
We were all terrified, but it was awesome.
That man was playing Crazy Taxi while he was
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's it running on?
I think it's running on petrol.
What's it running on?
Well, the
Tesla.
Teslas, they have internal consoles that run. I'm not sure. I think they run
Is it gonna
Ubuntu, actually.
It's Linux.
So yeah, it'll be running on Linux.
Is Cuphead on Linux?
I don't
I don't
know.
think it is.
Yeah, it might
I
be
think
on
it's Windows
Linux.
only.
Because it's Windows. It's a Windows
No, I
game.
think-
Windows.
No, but it's been on
developed.
Switch and stuff. I think Microsoft might have. It might be on Linux. Anyway, the point is the Cuphead on the Tesla is running on Linux because Teslas run Ubuntu. So we'll probably be able to get it on Linux if we just buy a Tesla.
And the reverse engineer the Tesla.
No, and then you can just rip it out of the Tesla, can't you?
Do you think Elon Musk is the same deodorant scent as well?
Elon Musk is like the scent of late stage capitalism.
Yeah.
Call of Duty 2019 will be called Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Warfare. Yeah, this
God, yeah.
this is
Next.
the worst.
No,
Yeah, there's not
I
much to
hate
say.
it when sequels are named just thing. Because
Like-
now every time I Google Doom, I have to Google the old Doom that was good and not Doom.
Doom featuring
Doom.
gear and
This is
buckets.
especially bad because Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, and now you've got Call of Duty 9
Modern
Modern
Warfare.
Warfare.
But Call of Duty 6 was Modern Warfare 2.
No,
Yes.
Modern Warfare 2. Yes.
Yeah, Call of Duty 6 was Call of Duty Modern
They
Warfare
didn't call
2.
it COD 6.
Call of
though.
Duty.
Yeah, but it was the
14.
6th Call of Duty
It
game.
was, yes.
Was there a Call of Duty?
I mean, there were
5?
more Call of Duty.
We
It
haven't
was
had
Call
Call
of
of
Duty.
Duty.
No,
Call
World
of
at War.
Duty-
World at War.
World at War was what
World
it was
at War,
called.
though.
Yeah.
They don't name
But
them
they
anymore.
don't name
They
them
don't name
anymore.
them anymore.
So we had Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare, Call of Duty
5 World at War.
5 World at War, Call of Duty 6 Modern Warfare 2, Call of Duty
Black Ops.
7
Black
Black
Ops.
Ops, Call of Duty 8 Modern Warfare 3,
Yes.
No, Black Ops 2 was before Modern
No,
Warfare.
No, it
Call
wasn't.
of Duty 9 Black Ops 2,
Correct.
10 Black Ops 3,
No.
No,
Advanced
Infinite
Warfare.
Warfare.
Ghosts
It's-
was
it's-
somewhere in the middle there as
It's
well.
pronounced cross.
So who started this?
I don't know,
Started
but
what?
I want it to end.
So what number are we at?
Many.
12?
Many.
12.
No,
So
it's
12 has the same name as 4.
Yeah.
But it doesn't
But
have
it-
the four.
but
It doesn't have the four. in
doesn't,
it.
but it doesn't
But
have
it doesn't
a 4.
have the 4, and it also doesn't have zombies.
It
It
doesn't
won't have zombies.
It doesn't have
It won't have
zombies.
zombies.
It doesn't
Won't
have
have
zombies. So what's the fucking
Has-
No,
point?
5 had
Black Ops.
zombies, didn't it?
Yeah.
People give Mega Man a lot of shit, but at least Mega Man's internal logic makes sense. You have Mega Man. Mega Man X is a spin-off of Mega Man.
Why isn't it on Mega Man 10?
Because there is a Mega Man 10. that's
Why?
numbered.
Why is that confusing then?
No, Mega Man.
Well,
Mega Man
What
10
about the
is-
Roman audience? How are they
Okay,
supposed to deal
Mega
with
Man,
this?
it's Mega
And
Man
then-
X because that Mega Man is named X.
And then Mega Man 0 is a spin-off of Mega Man X, and then Mega Man ZX.
No, Mega Man 0 is the prequel to Mega Man.
It's a spin-off of Mega Man X.
Who cares about Mega Man story?
And then Mega Man ZX is a spin-off of Mega Man Zero.
What about Mega Man Battle Network?
Then it's a separate series.
So with Mega Man, an X signifies spin-off.
Well, adding letters, the more letters you add to the name,
Zero
the
isn't a
further,
letter.
it's a numeral, the further the spin-off is away from the main series. So I think Call of Duty should follow this strategy where spin-offs get just letters added to them at random.
But are any of them spin-offs?
Yes,
They're all-
Modern Warfare is
yeah.
a spin-off because originally
No,
it was
there's no internal consistency to the story.
all...
Of the time.
Modern Warfare was the first non-World War II Call of Duty game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Does Modern Warfare
Except for
2
Vietnam.
follow on? From
Yeah, so Modern Warfare 2, and Modern Warfare 3 are all the same storyline.
What about Infinite Warfare?
No.
What about Advanced
Nope.
Warfighter?
Nope.
What about Black Ops?
I don't think Black Ops 2, and Black Ops
What
3
about
are
Far Cry
related.
Primal?
Do we?
Not a clue.
Do we know where the continuity for the new one lies?
There'll be none.
I think that they showed off a character for the new trailer. They showed off Captain Price, who's in Modern Warfare.
Where do they?
So it's still in the same.
But the World War II Call of Duties are also connected with
Black
the
Ops.
Modern Warfare games.
Wait, no.
Because there are characters that appear in them that
Can I
are consistent.
Can I ask a question? Where do they sit with the only game that is truly canon, Charles Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden?
Well, there's a lot of debate about this.
They're fictional in
The
the world of
answer
Charles Barkley.
is false.
Speaking
rest
of
in-
Charles
rest in peace.
Barkley's
Rest in
Shut Up
peace,
and
Barkley
Jam
too.
Gaiden.
I'm very sad that it was cancelled.
The first podcast I hosted was the one where we talked about
As
Barkley
if you
2 being
couldn't see
announced.
this coming from a mile away.
Well, they put up the Kickstarter and they started releasing updates, and they're like, so basically this game is going to have like breedable guns and a fully realised basketball mini game. And I don't know if anyone read the Kickstarter page, but there are like 1 million features on it.
1 million red flags.
All red flags, obviously. Like, the hardest thing about developing a game is not developing some of it.
Well,
Feature creep.
yeah, it
Feature
wasn't.
creep,
It
yeah.
wasn't. I mean, it was an early Kickstarter though. Like, they,
Yeah.
you know,
And they
we
did
didn't.
make
We didn't
money.
have a kind of an established history of what works
Yeah.
and what doesn't with Kickstarter.
But like when I gave money to it, I was basically like, look, I just really liked Barkley 1.
Same.
And I'll throw some money to this because I liked Barkley 1.
And now it's been
Yeah.
chaos.
First
Sure, you
kick
can
in the trash.
rationalise that you got ripped off. Sure.
First Kickstarter.
Oh, no,
ever.
no. I've given money to Kickstarters that have totally ripped me off.
But you got a product at the end.
Well,
You got Mighty Number 9.
I got the Mighty Number 9 documentary, you're right. And sorry, no. Mighty Number 9 I actually didn't mind, even though everyone seems to hate
I
it.
don't.
The
I think
gameplay
it's
is
awful.
good, it's just everything else that's bad.
Other than that one bit with the purple.
But
It's too much
the
purple.
big perp. But
Yes.
I got yeah, that's right. I back Broken Age, of which part 2 was an utter piece of shit. I guess I did get the documentary though, and that is actually a really good documentary. So maybe Barkley 2 is the first Kickstarter that I've actually gotten nothing I've enjoyed out of.
Yeah.
Sad.
You got some drama out of it. You've enjoyed the drama. You've been on the journey.
No, I haven't.
You've been on the journey.
I got
No,
that for free.
I wanted the game.
That's true.
That's what I wanted.
I feel like it wouldn't have worked as well without the actual basketball players in
Yeah.
it.
I mean, the basketball players were funny, but ultimately, most of the stuff that I remember in that game is funny is entirely from the imagination of Chef Boyardee. So
Yeah, I mean,
It had some good references though, like the Space Jam references were quite funny. It tied it together nicely among the set pieces.
the save point that talks to you about anime, and like some monologues which are made up, others which are more or less copy pasted from something awful forum posts.
Yeah.
I hope Chef Boyardee makes another game.
Yeah.
A fucking smaller one this time, because come on, Barkley 1 was a really shoddily made game maker game. It didn't need to be good gameplay-wise. It just needed to
It
be
had
competent and
interesting
funny.
gameplay,
It's a piece of shit posting history, really. Barkley Shut Up and Jam Gaiden.
Games were talked about and released recently, so I'm basically going to ask whether anyone has opinions on Pokemon or Death Stranding. Go.
Can we do Death Stranding first?
It's a brand new genre, social action stranding game. Let's go.
2 of the 3 female characters are called Mama and Fragile.
I didn't know that.
Kojima.
That's
Thanks,
great.
Kojima.
What's the male character with the really crazy name?
Oh, like
Mads
Hard.
Mikkelsen.
It's called
No.
like Hardman or something.
Oh, Die Hard Man.
Die
Die Hard
Hardman.
Man.
Robert E. Die Hardman. A robot designed to work on the set of the movie Die Hard.
But we've seen gameplay now, and the only gameplay we've seen is Norman Reedus walking around, and Norman Reedus placing a ladder, and Norman Reedus flashing a little light bulb that's on his shoulder, and then some ghosts appear. Right?
So there's some parts of it that I think look quite interesting, like the fact that, from what I gather, you don't die. You just go to like almost like a Stranger Things like underworld.
Prey did that in 2007.
Prey was amazing.
I haven't played it.
Prey's really good.
Super Mario 64 and the Green Stars does that.
Yeah,
That's good.
Oh, that's
Star Road does that.
It's Star Road where you die and you have to go through the game over.
You go into the whole Mario underworld and you have to walk all the way across the river Styx and everything.
I just think it'll be interesting if like there's any elements of the game that actually depend on you playing it that way. You know?
Yeah.
Big alcohol or small alcohol?
Medium
Wooly,
alcohol,
we're
please.
talking about Death Stranding. Do you want in?
It looks pretty good actually, I think.
You think?
What looks good about it? He doesn't do anything. He just walks.
Walking simulators, yeah.
Qazi's in his element. Finally, it's his time.
So sick of walking.
Yes, they have promoted it like shit because they haven't actually shown what the game is about.
Yeah.
But there's some text that shows what the game is about and actually looks kind of cool.
Yeah, if you look into what it's actually about.
Well, I know that's not my job to look at.
I would agree. They've definitely done a bad job of showcasing what they actually want people to go into the game thinking.
My worry is that that's on purpose.
It probably is.
My worry is that they've done that on purpose because they don't really have much of a game.
They don't know what they're actually
No,
It's
doing.
releasing this year though.
It's probably going to be...
right?
Yeah.
Look, Metal Gear gameplay is not great. I mean, it's alright.
No, it's good.
3, and then there's the rest of them.
No, they're all good.
No.
They're all solid, especially for their time with Metal Gear Solid
2,
1.
like
3.
They're all solid.
Is in the title.
Don't get it. Okay,
I
so
just like it because there's cogs in it.
I think...
I like cogs. Shut up.
Okay, this
I
cogs
love alloy
thing,
cogs.
this is good. More of this. More cogs.
I played Gears of War 1 through 3.
Good. I'm
Good.
glad.
Wow.
It'll be an open
You already got your
worldy
teeth into them, didn't you?
action combat survival game with vehicles and missions where you have to go from one place to another.
There'll be...
Kill
Oh yeah, there are
things.
vehicles.
Stealth a bit maybe. It probably won't be that much different to Metal Gear Solid 5's core loop of stealth and action and wandering around.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I think again, I don't know if we're going to have weapons in this game. Have we seen any?
There was some gun combat, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's got stealth gameplay, open world like Metal Gear Solid 5, I think it could work. But I feel like Metal Gear Solid 5 was best where you were infiltrating a base. Like the open world part was a bit crap. I like that you could approach a base from any angle you like scope it out first, then go in. But I didn't like having to get to the bases or all the other stuff that came among it.
My worry is that, in the run-up to Metal Gear Solid 5, there was a lot of attention paid by the marketing about how they were rendering the indoors, what they were doing about the indoor environments. There was a lot of emphasis on the weird, freaky stuff that you do in basically the first mission of the game and nowhere else.
Yeah.
Where you've got like the things playing tricks on your brain and all the other stuff.
Yeah.
And then that's basically not represented in the final product whatsoever. Like, at this point, I don't know what to believe about what Death Stranding is about in terms of what I'm actually going to do. Unless I'm not willing to pay any attention to it in terms of my time or effort, or any money until I know what it's about.
Especially when you could just play R-Type Final again.
Yes! But we're not going to talk about that because that's boring.
Qazi, as a fan of walking simulators, what do you think?
But maybe it's not going to be a walking simulator.
The record
You don't know
notes
yet.
that he's nodding his
I
head.
can make a walking sim out of anything.
Yeah.
To be honest.
That is true.
We were talking about this a bit earlier, but we were saying about how Kojima needs a good editor. And if he's not got a good editor and he's allowed to do whatever he wants, then we maybe get a bit of a mess. And I think that's what I'm worried about happening with this.
We do have to remember that Guillermo del Toro is also working on this, though, and he is a good story man.
Name one good thing Guillermo del Toro, or William the Bull, as I like to call him, has brought out.
What do you mean?
Pan's
like
Labyrinth?
everything he's
Haven't
ever
seen
done.
it.
Pan's Labyrinth is one of my favourite movies ever made.
Was it Devil's Backbone?
Haven't seen
That
it.
one's really good.
Didn't he
I
do
haven't
What is
watched...
Pacific Rim?
Pacific Rim is just
Pacific Rim's
Yeah.
fun.
I like Pacific
It's
Rim.
fun.
All
It's
right,
fun.
I'm
Pacific
so
Rim.
all in now.
He did the Hellboy
So you don't like
movies
The
as
Shape of
well.
Water?
Oh,
I haven't seen it.
Hellboy.
What is your frame of reference then? You haven't
I have
seen
no
anything
frame
great.
of reference. I'm
What
just
the fuck
being
are you talking
contrarian.
about?
Yes.
I have no
So,
frame of reference.
I'm optimistic Cautiously optimistic, I'd say.
And Madius S. Mikkelsen.
But he's just an actor. He's not any.
He's an actor.
But have you not seen the way he holds his hand up to his finger?
This is actually another thing I'd like to say about Death Stranding is that I don't like the use of real life models in video games.
I agree.
Like
Really?
actual human actors.
I agree.
I don't like it.
I think
it dates it and
it's,
ages.
it's interesting because you got. It's funny because then you can take those models and just make source filmmaker porn out of them. So that's one side of the coin. The other coin is that if you have a series like Yakuza, where they have a famous crime film, Beat Takeshi in the 6, and he's interacting with all these other established characters, it's interesting, I think.
I think it's fun, but I don't like it when I recognise them.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, if it's people I don't recognise...
Well, you get problems with licensing as well. So Onimusha, for instance, has used a lot of real people's faces, and we've just started getting Onimusha remakes, but I think the reason we didn't get HD remakes of them last gen was because it was very difficult to, get the licensing to reuse those people's faces.
I just think
that's a legit concern.
I just think it ruins the level of immersion because you look at it and you don't think this is this character. You think that's.
Well,
have
you say the same thing about films
watched
then.
a movie?
Yeah.
Well, no, I don't know.
Because you watch a film with Brad Pitt and you say, "Oh, I'm out of the movie now because I know that's Brad Pitt."
Because you're not controlling the characters in the movie, but you're trying to put
you
yourself.
don't control Beat Takeshi. I see what you mean. Having maybe the main character as a famous person. Maybe,
that doesn't bother me
Going
at all.
back to Yakuza though, and about the licenses. One of the characters in the latest Ryogo Gatoku Studio Judgment, which is coming out June, one of the actors was using their real face. He got busted for cocaine, which is a really bad thing to do in Japan. And so they had to pull the game from sale, digital and physical, in Japan, and they had to replace him. Replace the actor.
They've had to do the same thing with Frozen because he's the voice of Olaf in Frozen in Japan as well.
And Kingdom Hearts, yes.
So it makes it very difficult if you've got stuff like that. Like, do we need to put a different person's face in this? Do we need to redo the sort of talky talk?
I mean, in the West, we just don't care about that stuff. They just continues onwards.
Yeah, celebrities
Call of Duty Infinite, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare had Kevin Spacey in it.
No, they replaced him with Tom Hanks, though.
That's true.
The motion capture performance of Tom Hanks.
No, his face is Tom Hanks.
No, the motion capture performance of Tom Hanks.
What if...
It's my favourite meme.
What if, let's say, Norman Reedus turned out to be a paedophile?
Norman Reedus.
If you're playing as Norman Reedus in a game about funky fetus, do you think people would want to play as that character when they know
the same thing can be applied to actors. I don't think it's that different.
And people boycott films
that you're playing the character.
They do.
Maybe that's a legit concern, but again, it's not. I really don't see how that's different to films, and we seem to be doing okay with films.
Maybe
how the fuck can you have an entertainment industry if
you don't have actors who have...
I mean...
Yeah, if you're worried that every single actor is a pedophile.
If you're
wear masks.
If you're worried that actors are recognisable as themselves. Like, don't get me wrong, I think some of the problem is that video games with actors in them, often it's parasitic. They license the actor in order to get the PR that comes with that actor rather than because they're the right thing for the project. But... as long as it's done actually for the art of it, I don't care. And when I say art, I mean whatever Metal Gear Solid is.
And people will go see films because they like an actor as well.
Yeah, they do.
I feel like maybe the times are different now. Maybe the times are just like these times now.
The times they are changing.
Yeah, but no one stopped buying Michael Jackson's music because when he was outed...
Nothing was proven.
That's not true. A lot of places have stopped playing him.
Yeah, I think a lot of
people...
But
no people stopped buying his art, though.
People still like Roman Polanski.
Michael Jackson didn't have a fucking career in the 2000s.
Yeah, but people kept
Are
buying
you saying
his
Michael
shit,
Jackson wasn't Noughtiescore?
Michael Jackson was 90s core.
Anyway.
80s core.
I just, like, if you could make any person in the entire world, why would you just make a person that already exists?
Because it's very...
why does it have to look like a person?
Because you're Hideous Kojimbo and you actually wanted to direct...
Because you're Hideous Kojimbo and you're a closet movie director.
He's in love with Mad Mikkelsen, so I understand that. But the rest of them, why?
He's in love with all director.
of them. No, he's not.
No, he is.
He's a huge cinephile. It's not.
He's in love with Kiefer.
Oh, God,
he's in love with Mads.
And Norman.
He's in love with Norman.
Look, I mean, I
Stephanie.
I don't think...
And all of them.
I don't think all video games should have people scanned into them. I think that would be boring, and I agree that there should be some original characters in games or characters who are just made up. But at the same time, I don't think it's wrong for some percentage of games to have real people in them.
I do think it works in a lot of cases, though, because Capcom this year released 2 games with people with scanned-in faces. None of them particularly famous.
I think there's a difference between using
not famous people.
The faces of a famous actor
Yes.
and the mocap face of a individual.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that's different.
Also, like some people like Valve have been using all of their characters are modelled on actual actors. They're just not actors you recognise.
Yeah.
I guess also if they're like super generic, like there was a game with Ellen Page in it.
Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then a game with not Ellen Page, but it looked exactly like Ellen Page because they're like identical because she looks quite like, you know, generic.
Because they designed an Ellen Page.
They designed a generic
and her name's
girl
Ellie.
Also,
who happened to look like her.
Ellen Page is kind of a generic look.
Yeah, she's a very kind of...
Not to slight Ellen Page,
going back to what we said before, like, imagine Solid Snake is Kurt Russell.
Yes.
I mean, this is the thing. Like,
he would have gotten Kurt Russell if
but
he could.
He doesn't look too much like Kurt Russell that you look at him and you're like,
he looks a lot like Kurt Russell as he appears in Escape from...
The box art from the original
Metal Gear.
It's
Michael Bean is traced from Terminator.
It's just
Kyle Reese,
yeah.
But in-game, like the in-game
But they
face
couldn't-
is Kurt Russell.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not to talk about, not to mention Metal Gear 2, all the codec portraits are just actors.
Yeah.
Big Boss is fucking, what's his name? Sean Connery.
If he could have done, if Kojimbo could have done that back in the late 80s, he absolutely would.
Yes, that is the point I'm trying to make.
So
It's an artistic choice from
I'm
him.
kind of drunk.
As long as it's an artistic choice, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Does anyone want to talk about Pokemons?
No.
I have mixed opinion on Pokemon
We've
right
got
now.
conflicting
I
opinions.
like Corviknight, and I like Wooloo.
I'm nonplussed
I don't
about
like
all of the Pokemon we've seen.
Yeah.
I like the slightly more open world thing that they've shown us. I don't like Dynamax.
I don't like Dynamax. I think it looks
I
stupid.
don't like that fucking celebrity trainer with the worst wardrobe I've ever seen in my life. Fucking cape.
Which one?
The
Cape,
king.
a cap, a boot,
guy
shorts,
who's-
a
Well,
leggings,
it's because
one glove.
he's a football master,
Oh, he's just
and he's a
horrific.
champion of Pokemons.
Yeah,
So he
just
gets all the things.
He just looks like shit though, doesn't he?
Well, it's
bored of it.
Pokemons,
Dynamax is
isn't
when
it?
they grow up really
Pokemons, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Britain. We're not known for our fashion in Britain.
I understand that they wanted to try and
No, I
do
mean,
like
like,
another
larger.
exciting mechanic
right.
that's
Imagine
similar
Pikachu that's
to.
500 feet tall.
Why?
Because Dynamax.
But why?
Catsman doesn't know what Dynamax is.
You basically make your Pokemon giant for 3
You've been
turns.
saying
and you up its
Dynamax
stats.
for like a minute, and
So-
I'm sitting here like, what?
Yeah, because it
Dynamax-
sounds like a fucking electric
Dynamax
racer.
is
Yeah.
like their follow-up to Mega Evolutions, but not almost. So they wanted to make it so that every single Pokemon could have like a plus
I didn't think of
ultra.
it like them being
Yeah.
super lazy.
Yeah. But they were like, we don't want to have to make a design so that we make a Mega Evo for every single Pokemon. What are we going to do? Let's just make them Jumbo Wumbo size. And it's just so lazy. It's not needed, and it's just going to be another thing that's retconned in the next gen.
So they're doing this all the time, but mechanically it's basically a halfway house between Mega Evolution and Z-moves.
Yeah.
From the last generation.
Exactly.
Because Z-moves you can do once per entire match, and Mega
Dynamax.
Evolution you can do once per match with one Pokemon,
Yeah.
but it lasts until that Pokemon dies.
Yeah.
Dynamaxing apparently lasts for 3 turns, but you choose exactly when you want to use it, and
Yeah.
you can use it on any of your Pokemon when you
No.
want to.
I can understand from a kind of balanced perspective them saying we want all Pokemon to be able to do this so you can use whatever team you want and you're not at a disadvantage like with Mega Evolutions where the meta would have revolved around Megas. But at the same time, who gives a shit about competitive Pokemon?
The people who give a shit about competitive
But
Pokemon.
do you think that moves sales numbers, really?
I think that the games are made for 10-year-olds
Yeah.
who will like the fact that they can make a Pokemon big.
What?
And like the late 20s to 30-year-old people, they don't actually give a fuck about because they know that we will buy the games anyway.
What would it-
So they don't have to give a fuck.
I'm the sort of person who has been out of Pokemon since Gen 5.
Yep.
I've dabbled in it before. I was Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 4, Gen 5. And, nothing has interested me since then. I like the whole open world thing they're going for. I want them to progress the series. But when they do stupid shit, like all your Pokemon get big, I go, that looks dumb. And I think maybe I don't want to be involved.
Yeah, but they don't give a fuck about you because you've not been buying.
I think.
So why would they give a
I
fuck?
might buy. They want to bring me back. They want to bring me back.
Go.
I think they could have done something more interesting while trying to do the same thing. And it's something that we theorise they might do, and that is like armour sets.
Yes.
Which is just an item that you give to a Pokemon. that like powers it up. It would be a similar kind of thing to like a Mega Evolution or a
So-
Z move.
But the reason
it
they
would give
wouldn't
it-
do that,
They'd
is
have
because
to texture it.
They'd have to model.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
They'd have to model it in.
I mean, considering the amount
Lazy.
the lack of effort that they put into Let's Go overall with the animations, it's not entirely surprising.
They are beginning to lose.
Remember the fucking Mr. Mime video that Lou posted?
Oh god, so
Of Mr. Mime
fucking
walking
funny.
behind him
Yeah.
and continuing to repeat its animation.
Yeah.
God
So
damn.
fucking funny.
And like snapping back at
The only appealing thing I've heard about the new ones is that like it's supposed to be more open world, which the last mainstream Pokemon game I played was X and Y, and that was so goddamn bad. So talky, so linear, so boring, so
It was-
easy.
And yet it was so much better than Sun and Moon.
I'd never played those.
Yeah.
I think that what you will find is you get exactly the same amount of walkie-talkie.
I'm not gonna play it.
I think that you will have several big open worldy areas and then several routes in between them with normal mechanics.
For sure.
I just want open world. I want.
You won't get full open world.
I just
game.
want
They don't
full
wanna
open
make
world. I want. Here's your starter Pokemon. Go out and look for Pokemon.
They
I
won't
want
give you that.
Biomes.
No, they won't.
I want to just find different Pokemon in those biomes, and I can find the other towns and gyms as I please. If I want, if I battle a trainer and beat them, maybe they'll say, "Oh, hey, there's a gym in this town. Go over there," and I'll go over there and fight that gym.
I don't think.
There's actually there's a little game. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. It's called Pokemon Go, and you can go outside where there are biomes, and you can go around and look for actual Pokemon and walk around and find actual
There's no
gyms.
gameplay.
It
That's
doesn't have a
not
battle
true.
system.
There is though.
There
it's
is
just
a
not
battle
gameplay
system.
that you.
There's no rule.
It's not one that you care for.
The thing is that you touched on like, oh, we're gonna buy it anyway, like this kind of audience, but they are getting to the point where we're not. I am the person who has collected every single Pokemon game, but I did not buy Let's Go.
I didn't buy Let's Go either. I bought every Pokemon
And
game as
I'm
well.
probably gonna get these ones, but it's getting to that point where they are starting to go to the point they're
It's an
losing
interesting
the
balance. I
audience.
don't think they have the skill or the desire to change up Pokemon to the point where they know what spec.
I think they're just too lazy.
I think a lot of it is
I don't
that.
think it's laziness. If you look at how many people Creatures Inc. employs, it's like Ubisoft have like 1,000 people working on each game.
Yeah.
And Creatures Inc. like have maybe 100 employees, and they have to make a new Pokemon game every year or two.
Okay,
And
but they
think-
are the second biggest video game franchise ever.
they're the
Why
biggest.
aren't they employing
They're
more
the
people?
because it's a Japanese company, and Japanese video game companies don't go really wide like Ubisoft
Yeah,
does.
they just squeeze as much as they can out of the few people they have.
I think that if you want to do what you want to do, they need to cull down the amount of Pokemon that they've got.
I would be fine
and
with
start
that.
again.
I would be fine.
They won't do that because they have too many audiences to satisfy at different levels of engagement from the different generations they've made.
They need something new to draw in people like me. The kids will buy it regardless, and the people who are in the middle might try it anyway.
And
Kids might not buy it regardless
And
because
you
the kids are playing Fortnite.
You say they are going to keep. That's true. You say they are going to keep like churning out new Pokemon, but although I didn't buy them, with like the release of Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, they did cull down
They
the
did.
numbers. So they did release a game
But
which
it was
only
still
had.
lazy.
It was, but they could still kind of venture into that area where they have fewer Pokemon but more exploration.
I think Let's Go was a test to see if it would work. And I think
it did.
It sold a hell of a lot.
It sold a lot.
So we might see it again, but the question is there. What they did there was cull down the amount of Pokemon and dumb everything down at the same time.
Yeah, that's why I didn't buy
Do
it.
you want
No.
all of that stuff? That's what they think people want.
I want something with more gameplay.
I don't
rather
think
than
they
less.
have the skill or the desire to make that.
They make enough money off of not doing that. So
Yeah.
I think what you want, Specs,
it's Breath of
is
the
called
Wild
a
with
ROM
Pokemon.
hack.
Yes.
No, I want Breath of the Wild, but Pokemon.
You won't get that.
Yeah.
Actually, you might get that, but you might get that as a non-Pokemon game.
You want
which is the problem.
Digimon games.
Yeah,
No,
pretty much.
I don't want
Yeah.
Digiman.
I don't like digital men.
Men,
That's
robots.
the end of this. The next and final news, unless anyone else has anything.
Yeah, I got a little thing. But
Is Xbox deodorant.
Oh,
What?
for
Is-
fuck's
is-
sake.
I'm gonna go to toilet drink,
Is
so
this
I've
the
nothing to
smell
say.
thing?
This
Like
is
someone
the-
got their wish come true and they're
Someone-
like, I want to
yeah.
smell like X-Specs.
Is this
Xbox.
like Xbox being like burning dust coming out the back of your burnt up 360?
I want to smell like a roasted last
I want to
gen
smell
games
like a
console.
red ring of death.
Men's deodorants are already awful. I can't
Oh,
imagine
God.
how awful this will be.
Yeah, like it always has to imply that it's going to smell musty and manly. It can't ever imply that it's just going to smell like
It can't smell nice.
acceptable. Not even nice.
What
just
have they like?
So,
Said about
Featuring top notes of kaffir lime and winter lemon, aromatic herbal middle notes of mint and sage, and woody bottom notes of patchouli and clearwood.
You know what?
Not patchouli.
That
That sounds
that
like a
doesn't-
mess.
That doesn't sound musky at all.
Well, maybe it will be a really pleasant smelling fragrance.
I have tried patchouli deodorant. It smells like weed. It smells like marijuana.
No.
That
That's-
works though.
No, the
Maybe
reason,
the other ingredients will end up smelling
the
like
reason
Doritos.
you think that is because during those days when people did smoke lots of weed, patchouli was the main thing used to cover up the smell because it masks most odours.
Patchouli is
But
50%.
if you mix patchouli with citrus, it is very nice.
So you think they might be onto something here?
I think they
Some
might.
kind of campaign.
What
to
was the
make
last one in the bottom note?
Clearwood.
Clearwood. I'm not familiar with her, so I don't really know.
Do you think this is some kind of secret campaign to make Xbox fans smell nice?
No, it won't work.
They won't buy it.
They have to use it for it to work.
Take it to your Smash Brothers tournament. It's being produced by Lynx, so.
Oh god.
That is Axe for our American listeners.
Yes, it is.
For our American listeners.
They don't call it Axe in this country?
No,
it's Lynx here.
Is Axe too violent?
We're in a Lilac Wars situation, I think.
You know Lay's crisps?
Yes.
Yeah, they're called Walkers here.
Oh.
Are they originally Walkers and were changed to Lays?
I think
they're
they were
originally
called out
Lay's.
by the Lay's company or something.
I'm too drunk and tired and bored. Let's go play some games.
You've
You
got
wanna play
good
a
licensed
game,
games
do
that
ya?
you care about.
I want to do
You wanna play a
licensed games as
game?
proper thing.
I want to play Mitch's
Oh,
game.
let's
because
play
a game. Let's do
Mitch's.
that.
He's really enthusiastic about it.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we've done Tag Your It. It's time to move on to the next format. Welcome to Booru Royale.
Oh, fuck.
What I will do is I will split you into 2 teams of 3. It will be Qazi, Cats and Specs with Shiny, Moogle and Happy.
Okay.
I will give both teams the same franchise. My question, which will always be the same, is what character has the most porn of them on a Booru side?
What's a Booru?
It's a
Image boards where people post porn.
It's an image board
Like
people post
specifically
porn.
just for porn.
Yes.
correct.
The way that you do it is that you list all of the tags
Is
that
this-
apply to the picture.
Is
so
this where the Pokemon one was from as well?
no, this
No.
is different. I mean, that's kind of similar in a
It's
way.
kind of the same.
It's
thing.
arranged in a similar fashion,
Okay.
but Boorus are for people to just post things that they find rather than things that they've created.
Okay.
So, not only will you get points depending on if you'll pick a character, and depending on how many hits or images that character has, that will be your points total. However, there is a special best girl bonus. If your answer is what I consider to be the best girl of that franchise, your points will be doubled.
So this is going back to opinions being a problem for you.
Yes, but they're objectively
False.
correct.
False.
No, because it's Mitch and it's about anime. They're objectively correct
So-
opinions.
This is all video games.
Oh, it's all video games
Okay,
this time.
cool.
Okay.
So-
There you go.
You can deliberate between yourselves,
Okay.
and then you'll give me an answer, and then I'll look it up, and then you guys will give me an answer from the same franchise, and then we'll look it up and we'll compare the statistics.
What if we both answer the same thing?
No, because they'll answer first, and then we'll flip-flop over
Oh,
between
okay.
the two.
Got
Okay,
it,
so
got it.
the first franchise I want you guys to tell me who has the most porn is Pokemon. Go. Deliberate.
So do they have to be girls?
They can be whatever
Uh,
from that franchise, so long as they're from that franchise.
Okay.
What has the most porn?
Okay,
I'm
Misty-
gonna
Misty
go
will be
Misty's
well
high
at the
tier.
top. Dawn-
Misty's high tier.
Dawn is
Misty,
huge.
Dawn is big.
He's
Dawn is big.
include
Do we wanna
humans,
go-
right?
I
They're not
got
just
one-
Pokemon.
what's
Do
his
Do we want to
name?
write? Do we want to write stuff down so they can't hear us and
Yeah.
steal
Do we
answers?
want to go for Pokemon? Do we want a Pokemon?
I think we'd be smart to go for Pokemon.
Oh, that's true.
Do you have an answer?
What do you want to go for?
You're the
It's
expert.
got
Go.
to be Misty.
By the way, because she'll probably have a Japanese name as well, I'll pick whatever the highest one is.
So,
Of the Japanese,
Yeah.
I don't know.
are you
what
on rule
Japanese-
34?
Yeah.
Okay, it's got to be
Ooh.
Misty.
I'm gonna go with Misty.
Yeah.
Should we go with Misty?
You know, Misty?
Should we go? Should we team Misty?
Yep.
Misty.
I know for a fact that
Banging.
you've got a lot though.
Misty? Team 2.
We're going Gardevoir.
That's a good
Oh,
option.
that is a good
I mean,
one.
Rule 34 is
That's-
contributed by Western and Eastern artists.
That's from Qazi.
Okay.
God was a good option.
So,
I reckon it's going to be Misty.
Misty.
I'm just his mouthpiece. Whoa, lad, that is some porn.
Porn on my dad's computer.
It's on incognito mode.
That makes it all okay.
If your dad comes home while we're doing this.
Right, do you want to close the curtains, by the way?
They're
Oh,
closed.
yeah, that's
No,
true.
it's fine. Don't worry
They're
about
not
it.
closed.
The neighbours know by now. Look, there's a titty Tomb Raider right there.
That's true.
That's true.
Cans are closed.
So, what is
it
Misty or Kasumi?
Misty is higher.
Okay.
Misty has a total score of 8,325
That's not as high
points.
as I thought it would be.
I
actually.
think they might have won. I don't know.
I don't know, it's difficult.
What we got for God of War, my man?
Ooh, Gardevoir. 7,554.
Oh!
We were close.
No, we got the best girl bonus set, which was Claire from Generation 2.
Oh! We
But
Motherfucker.
She's surely not got that much.
I
more,
discussed
though.
her though.
I know, but she's best girl.
Yeah, we still would have lost out.
Yeah, we would have
So-
lost because we would have scored double of nothing
He's just
basically.
left the God of War porn up.
Well, I haven't fucking shut up.
Shut. Shut.
Next. The next
You didn't write
one
down their
is Street Fighter.
He's writing them down.
Street
I
Fighter.
don't know shit about Street Fighter.
Can we go first this
he
time?
likes
You are going first, so give me the answer first.
Chun-Li.
Are you just saying Chun-Li?
Yeah, it's gotta
No
be
to the
Chun-Li.
point.
Everybody's heard of Chun-Li.
Chun-Li's from Street Fighter.
Yes,
So
this
they're
is
going
true.
for her though. I don't know who else.
I think we got this.
So
one.
you give me your answer.
You need to go
Who's
for the
the-
best
who's the
girl
camera
bonus.
one?
There's
Cameo
okay, so
Jury.
we've got Cammy, we've got Jury, we've got Minat, who's
No,
recent.
Chun-
but you
everybody's
will
heard
also
of
like
Chun-Li.
Aoi
It's gotta be
Yuki.
Chun-Li.
You see, is his waifu going to be his main, or is it going to be the girl he likes the best? Jury Han is going to be the one.
I don't think she will because that's not a
Jury's
character that
bound
most
to.
people will know.
Jury is.
Jury's got a lot of fetish.
Jury has
Jury
been-
has a lot of foot fetish
Yeah?
porn because she's barefoot.
She's
very popular in
foot
Korea
fetish
porn.
because she's Korean,
Okay.
and
I'm
she's a
gonna-
dominatrix.
I'll let
Yeah.
you stand
And
with that one.
Jury's
she's-
got a lot of
Let's go with Jury.
And she's still been around for over a decade, so.
Yeah.
I don't know what
Right,
you just
he's
said.
going on the foot angle. Maybe
Go
we
on,
should
Jury
think about
Han.
that.
Go on,
angle
Jury.
in future.
So-
That's why I thought that for the God of War angle.
God
God
of
of
War
War
have
got
feet.
She has the.
Chun-Li.
Chun-Li's going to win in terms of. He's
10,513
going to win in terms of pure points.
points. Jury Han 2,000.
Yeah, it's expected.
500.
Just out of my curiosity, can we check what Cammy has? So I feel
Just to
May.
prove myself right.
Cammy White is 4,000.
Oh, she's still not
Low.
very good.
Who's the best girl in Street Fighter, Mitch?
Poison.
Oh, of course! I forgot Poison.
Poison is the best.
I forgot Poison.
She's on Streets of Rage.
No,
So is
no,
any other
no,
character.
she's not from Streets of Rage.
Fatal
She's from Final
Fury,
Fight.
whatever
She's from Final
the fuck.
Fight,
I
but
don't
she's also
care.
from Street Fighter Alpha.
Poison's pretty.
Team Shiny.
Forgot
Your
Poison. How did I
next
say Poison?
series you have to go through is Dragon Ball Z.
I don't know shit.
I don't know.
That's an anime.
I-
rather than a
There are
video
video
game.
games.
There are lots of video
Is
games
Bulma-
of it.
Bulma? That's a character.
Bulma Chi-Chi.
She's
I-
a woman.
I read the
I'll
entire
go with you
series of
because
Dragon Ball. I couldn't
Okay.
tell you shit.
I
Just
don't know
Bulma.
who that
Go
is.
So
Bulma.
Bulma.
Yeah, Bulma.
Hang on. Do we have to go with female characters here?
No,
Ooh.
just so long as they're characters in the show.
I think if we
Is
can't
Goku going to have
porn,
more
we should
porn
have
of
a-
him
we should have
than
a
the
male
female
character.
character?
Goku will feature in more porn.
Pick
He
one.
will have
One of
more
the main male
tags.
characters.
So we've got.
That's what I think.
Do you wanna
We're going for Goku.
You go for
Go for
Goku. All right. and
That's a
Team-
smart play. to
Team
be
Specs.
honest.
What about you?
We'll go with Bulma.
Bulma.
It's a good choice. Like, I don't know what's
I
going to
mean,
happen
Goku can't be best girl, surely.
I mean,
Best
you
girl
say
bonus.
Say that with Poison.
Goku.
Goku. 3,000.
Oh, that's not as high as I expected.
552.
Not
I think we
bad.
got this. I think
You
we
could
got
have this one.
They've got to have this one. Man's never a good bet.
You
Bulma.
say that.
People make much more out of women.
Bulma. It was close. 5,000.
Oh, wow.
That's not that bad
And
between.
80.
There you go.
Who's your best girl from Dragon Ball?
Piccolo.
Best goal bonus would go to Android 18.
What did I say? There you go.
I don't know who. I don't.
No, you don't know these things.
I didn't have any real.
So,
Android
Team
18.
Specs.
I reckon 18 would
You
be
guys
higher as
are
well.
up. The next franchise is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh my fuck.
Rouge. It's got to be Rouge.
His
for
best
that.
girl's gonna be
I'm
Rouge.
not sure. I actually think.
I mean, his best girl is going to be Rouge. She's probably going to have more porn.
Do you think Rouge or Amy? Rouge is his best girl.
I think it might.
He
be.
likes bat tits.
He does. We don't know that.
No, he loves bat tits.
He does
He's
like
not
bat
bad
tits,
the
but he
other
might
day.
like someone else
It
better.
might be actually
What other
just
women
Sonic.
are there?
I think. We'll go with Sonic
You'll
the
go with
Hedgehog.
No, we're going
Sonic
with
the
Rouge then.
We'll go with Sonic
We'll
the
go with what they
Hedgehog.
don't go with, I guess.
Their best.
Batface the Rogue, let's go.
They're gonna get the best bonus though.
They will get the best
They
girl
will,
bonus.
It might not be enough to
Unless
contribute,
Mitch has been lying to us this
This
whole
whole
time.
time.
I believe that, well, has Mitch been lying to us this whole
He
time?
has. He has been
My
baiting us this
personal
whole
best
time.
girl
yeah.
has got to be Cream the Rabbit's mum, Vanilla the Rabbit.
Vanilla the Rabbit's pretty good.
Yeah.
I still think this entire meetup, Mitch
about
has been a
Sonia?
complete fucking construct. His dad has been like ghosting us. He doesn't know who we are, but isn't willing to contend with the fact that we're in this house randomly.
Sonic the Hedgehog is.
That's a seductive Sonic face right there.
You don't want to see lower though. Sonic is.
Give the people what they want, Mitch.
6,000.
Okay.
That's not bad.
658. So more than Goku.
I think this was a good bet.
Yeah, of course, it's a furry.
That's because Sonic is a video game Goku.
Rouge the Bat is 6,000.
Oh shit!
597.
Oh my god.
But is best girl.
Is she your best?
Is she
girl?
the best girl?
She does not get best.
Yeah, I
girl
just told you.
bonus.
Who
Who does
Best
get best
girl
girl?
bonus goes to the female cop from Sonic X.
Yeah!
Oh, I forgot about her. She's quite good.
Does she have any entry on these websites?
I don't know her name.
Oh, but you want to.
Nameless female cop.
Final round. Who went? Resident Evil is your last
We know-
franchise.
Jill's
Alright, Jill Valentine, and I believe that that's his best
Jill's
girl.
got to be the most popular.
I believe that Jill Valentine is
We
best
know
girl.
Jill's my
Claire, if
best
you get
girl.
No,
That's
it's
very
he
amazing.
loves Resident Evil 3 and he loves it
No.
specifically because of
Wait,
Jill.
would that?
I don't think he likes any of the other
How
girls
fast
better
do you
than
Resident
her.
Do we
Yeah,
wanna
Jill.
go- Do we want to go, Joe?
The top three.
What
are
other
they?
options do we have?
Is
Claire.
Claire the one from
Claire
Resident Evil
Redfield,
2?
who won't be. I think
Claire
Jill, in
is
terms of
Resident
Resident
Evil
Evil
1.
porn, she's got the
Claire-
most.
I
I mean,
think
Ashley
she'll
might be
have
up there
more
as
than, like,
well.
Ashley will probably be quite high.
Ada,
Yeah, I think
they're
Jill
very
more
close
than-
together. So Ada is in
Oh,
Resident Evil 2.
Jill more than he's
Sherry.
into Ada.
I wish I'd not
What
heard
Resident
that.
Evil Sherry?
What was that then?
Sherry.
Sherry's Resident Evil 2.
Oh, I mean, Sherry is in Resident Evil 6, and
She's a grown-up,
she's adult
yeah,
there.
yeah.
More adult.
No, don't do that. That's too recent. I
Anything?
don't think it's
Jill.
anything to
Jill.
do with it.
Okay,
I
we'll go Jill.
don't know what Ada looks
Alright.
like, but it's
And
like
the other team.
it's how long the character's been around and how many people know them. It's
Okay,
How
it's
much
down to you guys to
produce-
pick one.
like nobody really thinks that Sonic is sexy.
Ada's
People are
always
just
got-
familiar with
Ada's
him.
always got her sexy legs out, you know?
Claire.
Claire? Alright,
No.
we'll lock it in.
Alright, where we go? Team 1.
Jill Valentine.
Jill Valentine. 4,000.
She'll win.
663.
Yeah, but
That's
it's
much
Team
stronger.
2.
it's not as big as Pokemon. I think
We're
we're
Claire.
You've
Team
locked
two.
We
in.
want Claire?
Pick now.
Just
We'll
toss
go
it
with
in.
Claire.
They're both
Claire Redfield.
if I had to guess top three, it would be Jill. It would be
Ada would be.
It's Jill, Ada, and Claire.
Ada and Rebecca.
Who's
Not
Rebecca?
Rebecca.
Rebecca Chambers is popular.
Maybe.
Claire Redfield.
I don't think Claire is as
2,092.
popular for porn as you think. But who is best girl?
Jill Valentine.
Yeah!
So that
Fuck yeah!
doubles. That's
Ooh,
Oh
that's bad.
yeah!
I know
I think
Jill's
we've
best girl
lost
because
it
Resident
then.
Evil 3 is his best game because of Jill.
I think we've lost it then.
Team Shining. Your final total score is 30,329. Specs' team. 30,000.
Oh no.
No.
31,000.
31,000.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
It was close. It was close. It was a good match.
That was close.
God
That was a
damn
good
it.
match.
That was a good
This is
game.
the end of the episode. Goodbye.
That's right.
Rock me, baby. Baby. Rock me, baby. Baby.
That's right.
Baby. 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 Baby.
Hey, it's Specs, Catsman. If you're editing this is just to get an ambient noise profile so you can remove the noise. I'm going to stop talking now and just leave it to be quiet. Don't fucking come in the room when I'm recording the ambient noise profile!
I came in here to ask you to record an ambient noise.
Get out!
I was after my
Get out and close the door! God, I'm so sorry, Catsman. That asshole Catsman just came in here and interrupted. Anyway, here's the noise profile.